Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here, and today we're looking at Aliens Earth War, illustrated by Sam Keith. Yes, how cool is that? Sam Keith drew frickin' aliens. I completely forgot about this. My sister just sent me a new batch of comics from my dad's attic in Ohio, and this is definitely one I'm excited about. Sam Keith is such an amazing artist. The MAXX is what he's largely known for. I mean, it only had a cartoon on MTV, for God's sakes. And he's just such a cool artist. I love his art. He draws great Wolverine, Batman, you name it. Anything dark and fun, you know, he's kind of like a Mike Mignola in that aspect, I guess. But like I said, I forgot about this. This is from Dark Horse Comics. Dark Horse had Aliens licensed forever, and they must have lost it to Marvel, I guess, since Marvel is doing, those Aliens comics now. And I thought, wow, what a shame to lose the Aliens license, but whatever. So this is 1 of 4. Mark Verheiden, I know that name, but I forgot what he wrote. Sam Keith is artist. Jim Massera is letterer. Monica Livingston is colorist. Oh, and I forgot. Look at this frickin' gorgeous John Bolton cover. If you're not familiar with John Bolton's art, you need to be. He did a lot of the backup series with Chris Claremont for Classic X-Men. And he does pen and ink, but he does amazing paintings, as you can see. And this is just, like, mind-blowing. But I have a feeling we're going to be blown away by the art in here anyway. I mean, this is Sam Keith classic at its best. I feel like that's Newt already. But anyway, oh my gosh, it's just dripping with Sam Keith goodness already. His dark, moody style, and he does these great, like, imaginative page layouts and just adding tons of texture. Oh my god, I love the way that this is looking with the guy's face shadowed inside the space helmet or whatever. Such a great shot there too, just like the pen and ink, so you can see. I think like Alien is definitely geared to an artist like Sam Keith. This is gonna be a page turner for sure. I can already tell. Like straight out the gate, we get this outrageously gorgeous shot of the alien here. I kind of wish it was on better paper, but I'll deal with it. I'm trying to think, like, where, I guess Sam Keith, like, also known for Sandman. Never really followed Sandman. I think I got, like, a couple of the Death miniseries, but just not my bag for some reason. You think it totally would be, but not at all. There's a certain pretentiousness about Neil Gaiman that gets on my nerves. I know that's horrible to say. You're probably all Neil Gaiman fans, but that's how I feel. This is fun, little zip-a-tone in there. I'm loving these colors. This definitely looks a little like an 80s indie comic, which is kind of like Sam Keith's aesthetic anyway. How great. I wonder why he's never brought back the MAXX. Although if you knew anything about Sam Keith, he's kind of a tortured artist and had like really huge struggles, like trying to get the MAXX out. But he did such a great, what do you call it? Like, you can't really complain about the level of output from that series. It lasted for a lot longer than any other Image titles around that time, and it was part of the second wave of Image. But he's just such a beautiful artist. He's like an artist. I think a lot of people really, some artists you just sort of take at face value and they're fine and they do the job well. But Sam Keith, you just got to stop and smell the roses with his work, because there is so much here. And it is so beautiful. Just the way he does his shadows and spots his blacks and his use of negative space. That's obviously something someone like Mike Mignola excels at. And I'd put Keith in the same category as far as that's concerned. I love his characters. They're so kooky and quirky, and they have such great faces. And he just does beautiful art. Look at that. Just the way that it's lit from underneath, and just all the different techniques with the pointillism or the stippling or whatever you want to call it. completely amazing. I'm just kind of blown away by this. I haven't looked at this in forever and a day, so this is like just as much of a treat for me as it is for you guys. And if it is a treat, please consider subscribing to my channel. I totally need the subscribers. I'm feeling a little lame right now, so please click that button and help a guy out. Pretty graphic and gross, the alien like shooting through his head there, but if you guys have not seen this, you need to get this for sure, because Sam Keith is just the man, and he is such a great artist. I love his art. His contribution to comics is, he's definitely one of the greats. You know, he stands out because there's no one else really like him. I think it would be definitely hard to copy. You know, there's a lot of artists that come in as clones and copy other artist styles, but off the top of my head, I can't think of any Sam Keith clones, because why would you embarrass yourself trying to do that when he's such a master of his craft? This cover is amazing. I feel like you probably must have seen this image before. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. John Bolton is so good. I mean, this is like Giger, H.R. Giger, the creator of the look of the alien, would be proud for sure. So the same creative team. Obviously, it's a 4-issue miniseries, but loving it. I just love the storytelling choices and the moodiness. It instantly takes you somewhere else. That's what I love about comics. I mean, you could say the same about novels too, of course, but comics more instantly take you somewhere else because they draw you in with the visuals. That's my argument for comics. How do you like that? This is so cool. I love the zip-a-tone. I always say this. I'm going to say it again. Back in the day, they had to cut out like the little patterns, the famous like dots from comics, like if they're black and like that, and used for shading or to add texture, they would come on these clear overlays, and then the inker artists would have to cut it out with X-Acto blade, and then like precisely however they wanted it to fit, and then scotch tape it to the actual board. And how cool is that, right? Now you can do it with the click of a mouse or whatever. I wonder how what the variety was on the screens, because you know there had to be different sizes and things for different, you know, degrees of shades of gray and darkness. The little catacombs. I mean, what a no-brainer. Whoever the genius was who gave him this assignment, like, deserves a special award just for that, because it just makes so much sense. Sam Keith drawing aliens. I'm absolutely freaking loving it. So good. Such a great face right there. I mean, every page is like an artistic tour de force. That's what I love about like a good comic book artist, like who's super imaginative and is just like thinking about the overall look and feel of the comic and controlling the pacing. I mean, that's why comics is such a great storytelling medium. You know, you have so many things going for you. And I was just talking recently how like they've taken a lot of things out of comics that made them so great, like thought balloons and sound effects and captions, because they want them to be more like movies. And I think that's such a huge mistake. Comics are great because they're comics and they offer things that no other medium can offer, like thought balloons and captions and sound effects. So I am all about saying embrace those things. And I mean, all the greats know how to use them so effectively, and they just add so much to the whole comic book experience. So, wow, this is really cool. So much like an alien hive here or something. So creepy. Like, this is actually like really moody and effective. And we're halfway through it. Give Me Liberty, another great series. That's on my list, guys, don't worry. Ooh, Hard Boiled. I definitely, if you love hyper detailed art and amazing art, Frank Miller, Jeff Darrow, Hard Boiled is like one of the best comics ever. It is so cool. I mean, I don't even need to tell you anything. Just look at that art. Terminator. That's right. They did a ton of Terminator comics. Exquisite Corpse, the Panda Brothers. I have that series. Anyway, so here we go. Issue 3. Earth War. Another gripping splash page. I just love it. Like, you know, this is so much fun, and like the varying sizes and shapes of the panels. But it's never like confusing or cluttered. I think that's sometimes what you have to worry about running into, is like being too busy or having too much. But when it comes to an artist like Sam Keith, too much isn't enough. This is just sweeping and amazing. I just can't even imagine the work that went into this. Just so beautiful. I'd love to see the original art. I bet it's staggering. That's a really cool silhouette there. And aliens, more aliens. I feel like there's just enough alien in here to keep it, like, exciting. Like, it's not oversaturated. I think that's, you know, like, of course, as rambunctious kids, you want, like, the monster to be in, like, every scene and everything, but I think it definitely adds to the suspense and anticipation if they're not on every page. But once again, if Sam Keith's drawing them, please put them on every page. Like, look how cool that is. Like, I don't even know what's going on, and it's just so amazing. It's sort of, I'm not overly familiar, even though I have huge respect and love whatever I've seen, but this is kind of giving me some Wallace Wood vibes there. IMHO, in my humble opinion. I am a hoe. So good. I'm just loving this. I just don't even want it to be over. I'm definitely needing more Sam Keith in my life. And here's some more. Issue 4, another great Bolton cover. How amazing is that? Little tear in the cover. Oh, so we've moved to a slicker paper by the end of the series. So they got, isn't it weird, they got my note for my comments just 5 minutes ago, retroactively in space. See, does that prove we're part of a simulation? I don't know, but it's a good argument in my case. So cool. I just love Sam Keith's art. I mean, dare I say, it gets better as it goes along, and that could be from the better paper. It's holding the detail a little better, in my opinion, in my regular opinion. I only save my humble opinion for special occasions. Just so good. I feel like, you know, like, I definitely recommend, if you're an artist, you know, getting an art education. You certainly can be self-taught, but just even looking at comics in a way is an education in itself. Just looking at the choices they make and the different shading and the way they light things is, you know, nobody has the same brain, so obviously everyone's gonna do it differently than you would, and it's just fun to see. I'm just drinking all this gorgeous black ink. Oh my god, like, that's what I love to see. Another great use of zipatone there. And this is the last issue, and once again, I do not want it to be over, but it is. Spoilers, all good things come to an end. So now this is definitely putting me in a Sam Keith state of mind. I mean, look how cool all this art is. Do you love it? Are you Sam Keith's fans? Of course, you love the MAXX. Did you know this existed? Are you excited? Are you going to run out and buy it? I think you should. I wonder if it's expensive. It looks like it was expensive back in the day, but the market fluctuates so much. But anyway, how cool is that? I'm so excited I got to share this with you guys. Sam Keith doing frickin' aliens, Earth War. It's a good thing, for sure, with these gorgeous covers by John Bolton. Love this. Thank you, Kelly, my sister, for sending these to me. Anyway, thanks for watching. I super appreciate it. Please subscribe to my channel. I super need it. share my content, and I'll bring you some more soon. All right, thanks, guys.